Right, I don't know if this is working, so I'm just going to check. I almost nearly didn't turn it on. Oh, right, where am I? Working. Yeah, it's working. Mic check, mic check. The other day, no, in fact, it was just last night. I saw somebody, it was somebody's shorts, and they were just holding it like that. I think she was a life coach or something. You know what I mean? It was, I don't know, it was like, it looked like motivational, but she just, for the whole like 3 minutes or something, she just spoke in it like, imagine I just sat here like this and held the mic like this. Listen, each to their own. It actually worked for that girl. It worked. You know what I mean? It wasn't Twinflames or anything. It was just I don't know. Like I watch like loads of things like about like just now I keep watching things about making salad and like different types of healthy healthy food. But yeah, she was like the whole time she was like giving some motivational advice and she just held the little tiny microphone and I was like, oh, she's got the same one as me. Uh, Amazon guys. Um, but hilarious. It shows you don't need big fancy glittery fonts and big fancy mics. I bought one that was like 120 quid in an Amazon sale. Didn't fucking work. And yes, I didn't send it back. Stupid. I know. It's one of these things. I don't allow myself to get annoyed, but it was. I think it was during the pandemic, and can you fucking me arse? Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll start working randomly in a Mercury retrograde. But yes, so I've titled it Twin Flames Intensity All Time High with Juno in the last of Spicy Scorpio because it is. The very, very last 29 degrees is basically on the tipping edge of going into 0 degrees Sagittarius, which will be fun too, but it's just a whole different ballgame. Um, Anything to do with Scorpio is just very well, when it's a light, well, is there a light side? But when it's what I would describe as the light side, it's like, being the alchemist, it's transmuting your pain into power. But that's what I mean about is there a light side? Hello, Charlotte, how are you doing? Um, it's very sexual energy, as you'll hear me say all the time because I've got all my pile up of planets in the eighth house. So I am very much an alchemist and encourage you to be an alchemist in your life. And it's just very shamanic as well. Anything to do with the eighth house to me is very shamanic. Which I'm going to use the shamanic cards tonight actually. And maybe I could have got my other ones, but nah, I've got the wee ones that I use all the time. What else? The dark side of Scorpio is pain. It can be very, very painful, very deep, intense emotions. So basically, with Juno, like just now, I think the moon is 20 degrees, but with Juno, um, like later on, the moon in Scorpio. So really, for us, it's like in the UK, it's like some point during the night or something. Or I think I looked earlier. I'm just trying to wait a minute. When does the This is for people that really like to geek out on this, like me. But yeah, so like just before one lunchtime tomorrow, the moon will be in Scorpio. So I would say until about lunchtime tomorrow, if you're in the UK, that Juno in Scorpio will be conjunct the moon exactly. So basically, for all of us, that is intensifying very deep feelings because the moon is your emotions and it's your intuition, very, very psychic energy as well. Um, and Juno, as like I said, it's all really homing in on things to do like with your ideal partner. It's not even like, I wouldn't even really call that boyfriend girlfriend shit. I'd call that husband wife shit. You know what I mean? It's like serious kind of what floats your boat and what are you pulled to, is what I see. I mean, it could be as it just depends. I suppose it doesn't even matter in your age. It depends what stage in your life you're in. Like if you are just casually dating and stuff, like it would just be what you're kind of drawn to. But as I've described before, like especially with that one, Juno and Scorpio, because I'll talk about Juno. I think I might stick with the Juno thing because I quite like how different it is. Not a lot of people really home in on it, maybe now and again, but like because I deal with love every day, it just it's something I just have really felt the intensity of like very strongly for like really all like the last couple of weeks, definitely all week, the last couple of weeks. Um, and I'm shouting again. Remember how I done that even before I had the mic? That's why I didn't need a mic. And I'm like, I'm going to be quiet a little bit. Also, I don't know whether Charlotte, does it make Charlotte, does it make a difference? Should I put it like right here? I mean, it doesn't look, I mean, you can't really. That actually might make a bit of a difference being right directly, because I think to be geeky about it, I think it's meant to sit on your, is it your sternum? Hopefully that's right. I heard somebody else say it, but I think it is meant to sit there. So maybe like, you know, I don't know about to the left, to the right, but I just feel like that reminds me of to the left, everything, you know, Beyonce might be relevant. Yeah, I was naturally wanting to put it on the left side, but I don't know, we'll try it there. We'll see what you say. It'll take about 5 hours for me to see what you've said because this chat thing is so slow. I saw that when I was watching back the one that was 4 hours, 18 minutes. I still can't get over it. That just blew my mind. Do you know what I mean? That really, that when I say that, oh, is it a bit better? Oh, interesting. All right. Thank you. Well, I will try and put it there. I will endeavour to put it there. I actually forgot to use it when I was using the phone the other day. I keep forgetting to use it when I do the ones on the phone. But I was so tired. And like I said, like, you know, I'd be interested, Charlotte, have you been experiencing any kind of, well, I don't know, how have you found it? Because a few of the people that shared when I was live, you know, last week were saying that, you know, they've been experiencing, you know, deep, definitely the divine, some of the people that were divine feminines, one of the guys was like really deep emotions. And I know that because I've had like emails going back and forwards with one of the divine masculine males as well. You know, I know stuff he's going through, and one of the divine masculine females that I do deeper work with. So I know that people are feeling it, but you know, it was, and it's not strange. Like I experience physical pain in my body all the time for the collective and for, like you said, whether it's someone in my personal life or someone in my, you know, with my work, because I actually did. My mum was still in India, and I emailed my mum to be like, "Is your ankle all right?" Because, like, you know, because whenever my mum gets any kind of pain like that, I do feel it. We're that kind of linked. Oh, and I bet you. So I think they're getting me to say that because I mean, my mum has the same moon sign too, and that happens a lot in astrology. But so I don't know if you saw my wee shorts, but basically, like this blew my mind too. So if some of you might have been experiencing some instant manifestation stuff, if you haven't, then look out for that, right? But if you didn't see the shorts, I'll just repeat it again quickly. Like basically, I don't even know where to start. Like some of the synchronicities that I've had, like, and again, people that are here all the time, you know this, like it's constant, but it's like it's went up a level for me too, which I really didn't think was possible. But it's like again, I know I just said it, but the fact that that live landed on 4 hours 18 minutes, and I only just got to the end of it last night, I think, and it was all of that was really quite intense. It felt like that was a Scorpio moon, so it was quite funny that I was watching it in a Scorpio moon. But basically, I found this journal, like I said, from like it feels like 6 years ago or something. I think I'd wrote 2019 on it. So, but it was just basically all this stuff about the elephant medicine and like, you know, just like trying to work with me. Because again, it's like in shamanism, we work with different animal spirits for several years sometimes. And there's some that are just like by your side all the time. So I've worked and integrated this elephant spirit before, but it's like it was quite, the only way I could describe it was quite distant from me. Like I didn't really see that as like one of my close ones, but now I just bet, like, watch this, I'll see elephants everywhere, but I think some of you will see elephants everywhere for me too. But I feel it's about grounding these unions into the physical, because to me the elephants are about grounding, but typically they're about strength and wisdom. And but basically what happened was I've wrote this about the elephant, and you know, just basically it was something to do with, it was something someone else channeled to me as well, actually. It was like something about talking a bit less, and like as I grow and I would talk a bit less and be more in yeah, just balance. Basically it was definitely about twin flame, the twin flame inner union and outer union. Like I would be talking about less, and it was you know, just things grounded. So anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, kind of. But it just feels like things become a bit more real and grounded and coming into more wisdom, and maybe just I got it. It meant something to me when I read it, because it was just like I'm in that place right now where, like I said before, it is a bit funny when I do live streams, and I want to be in a place where I'm doing them every day. Well, you know, every day, but you know, every weekday, kind of, you know, or not every weekday, because Mondays are my day off. So basically, Tuesday through to Friday is what I would want to do, because that's what my astrology is good for as well. But which wouldn't suit everyone, but with me. But because the sun is in Pisces right now, maybe not for the next month, kind of thing. Like I think I'd like that to start from mid-March, the start of Aries season, because I think I'm really proud of myself. I feel like for me to have actually showed up on the live streams as much as what I have from the start of the year, I basically can't believe how much I've showed up. Because depends which way you look at it. I do love the winter months because I love being cozy. But I don't like them because I find them just quite like meh, you know what I mean? But I don't know that, like, I noticed last year, I think I felt quite a strength early on. I think it was last year because the year before I really didn't. But in this year, even more so. So I really hope that for you to see how I'm using the word strength. And if you Google it, strength usually is connected to elephants. I wanted to actually get one of the many animal decks I've got just because you just know the elephant's going to come out or something. But if I don't do that today, I'll do it. I probably will want to run and get an animal deck somewhere. But yeah, so it was all this stuff about the elephant. And I just sort of thought last night, I thought, I really need to get something important to do with the elephant, like just to sort of show my guides that I really want that energy around me. Like I'm willing, I want to work with that energy. And so I started saying there and went all over the place. Mercury in Pisces, to me, is about being a bit more quiet. Like I know lots of people with Mercury in Pisces that are amazing psychics and mediums, but I also know people with Mercury in Pisces that you've got to be careful that, like I've spoke about this before, you've got to be careful you don't overstep people's boundaries psychically. Like I've experienced, I've been on the receiving end of that from many people with that placement, where they just go ahead and read you. They just go ahead and tell you, and it's not in an environment like this. Like that's different. If you're going on somebody's live stream or you're actually in a reading with someone, you're signing up for that, right? It's kind of like it's whether it be like I've seen, and historically when I've known people have had that, I've saw other people do it on, on other people's chats, or even I've seen it in mine over the years. And that's something you've got to be aware of. If you have Mercury in Pisces, it's not wise to go ahead and do that. You need people's permission. I'll stress that. But apart from that, it's very psychic, beautiful, just beautiful healing energy. It doesn't need to be about words, actually. It could be people that, are wanting to hold the hands up and kind of not be a lot of words. And I just feel I'm in a bit of that energy just now. So it'll either be that I'll be filming videos and it won't be too many lives just now, maybe like one a week. I'd imagine I'll still do one a week. But if I don't do one a week, then, I think I might be, if I've not done one in public, I think what they'll guide me to do is actually be in the membership. So if you're missing the live streams in public, then, join the membership. But I can't promise that either because I'm very spontaneous with that, but I could kind of see that. But yeah, typically, wherever the Pisces is in your chart, you might want to be a bit more quiet and contemplative and just surrender to where you are and, tune in psychically and whatever you connect past lives. Like these are all themes that I'm going to focus on for however many live streams I do or videos. But yeah, I'll get to the point. So today went for lunch with my mum. Didn't know if I was going to be able to because I didn't know if my shoulder was going to be better. The pain was just gone. So to get this out, because again, I feel like that's how they're using me to deliver this to people it's going to make sense to. I feel this is something about that, whether you see it as something to do with preparing for a physical union or an extra heightened part of an inner union. I just know because they're telling me it's something to do with that. It's I had the sickness feeling a week ago, horrendous for like a day and a half. Then it went. Then I had the ankle pain on the masculine side of my body, 2 days, couldn't put my weight on it, had to rest. Then it went away, had like a day break. Literally, it was like when I said hi to my mum and dad on Monday and that, I didn't have that. And then I left, came home, and the shoulder, really, 2 whole days, my shoulder was like, it was like frozen shoulder. When I was Googling it, it was exactly like, so and then it's just gone. So like, and obviously I was praying and asked them to lift it. So the message was, though, it was all in the right side body, which is about healing the masculine energy. And the message I got personally for me and to deliver it to everyone else is like, look, I just surrendered and I rested and then it was better, and it was 2 days, which can be quite annoying if, like I said, like when I felt sick, I had to reschedule my client, which I've never had to do that. That's an ongoing client. I've never actually had to do that with her, but it all worked out. And then yesterday, I was actually going to do the session, but things were moved about in her life that she had to cancel. So, what the message is there is they'll make anything happen in my life. If I'm not meant to be working closely with people because there's some kind of energetic shift that I'm meant to be holding space for, whether it's for me personally, the collective, or all the other twin flames that are about coming to union, even if it's like nothing to do with me, if that's a bit unfair about it, they'll create space, you know, and it all just sort of works out. And so that always never failed to fascinate me. It's like how I get a whole group of people with all the same things, like either the same placements, if I'm looking, if it's based on their astrology, or it's like one thing with me is people always seem to book a session when it's their moon sign. And and majority of people, that not everyone, but majority of people that tune into me are not overly obsessed or know a lot about astrology. Like they're interested in it, but they're not totally, you know, in the know. So it's really quite synchronistic and magic that it's just so divinely timed that people, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like if I spot it, then I'll suggest it. But most of the time, people actually just go ahead and choose the date, and it's so weird. Charlotte knows that now because I've told her that about a million times. But hey, it's always happened with you, even before you weren't really aware of it. That was like, oh, we ended up doing it on your birthday. Hello, hello, not birthday, your moon sign, your lunar birthday, your lunar moon sign. Hello, Lexi. But yeah, so you know, it's been quite full on. You know, that's quite, my body has went through quite a lot. But like I said before, I'm not joking. I would rather have the physical pain than be loaded with emotional pain at this time, because it's I've went through, basically I've paid my dues of having really deep, dark emotional pain, you know, around this time of year. And definitely, like, who knows, like this might be the Pisces season that has actually experienced the magical miracles, like maybe even romance, like unconditional love part of it, because every other year it's not been about that. Like especially when it gets towards the end of it, it's like quite, you know, that can be when you're really fucking fed up and just like hopeless, and like, you know, but then that can lead you to like pray and like give me a sign. And like I always say, Charlotte is, you know, that Charlotte embodies the beautiful aspect of that, but also the difficult part. So like, you know, like if you've been here before, I've stressed that before, that like not only as like a healer, but also I would say as like a friend, like I suggested to Charlotte it might be a good idea that just to, you know, to tune in with your own intuition, but like each year on your birthday, just to sort of say to yourself, you know, like do something nice on your actual birthday, maybe a bit quieter, and then actually do something when the sun is actually shifted into Aries, because it's, even if you're feeling okay, it's so likely that so many people around you are feeling like shit, because like the shadow side of it is just feeling quite lost and down, and you know, confused and victim mode, and so it's not, you know what I mean. And I know that was definitely your last year, Charlotte, wasn't it? And it was also my, no, wait a minute, yeah, my, that's so weird calling 2024 last year, but that was my birthday wasn't that thingy. It just wasn't one of the best ones I've had. But I remember yours wasn't the best. But you've got nice things planned this year, haven't you? But I remember you saying you were. But yeah, so it's all been going on. But did I even get to the point of? So I basically was like, oh, I want a bit of jewelry with an elephant or something. And so I go for lunch with my mum, and she gave me these leopard print pajamas, which is quite funny in itself too. I can't really go into that, but I've said before that that is quite a funny wee synchronicity. But I am quite leopard print daft, like. But the elephant ring, she gave me an elephant ring. So if you hadn't seen my shorts, I've done a big build up to that, but I couldn't fucking believe it. What are the chances that I find a notebook from 6 years ago that I don't think I'd read for 6 years, to be honest? And I'm quite glad, it was quite interesting. And and I looked at it and I was like, oh my God. And of course I said to her, and I was like, and then I told her that I'd just read this thing last night and I'd actually thought I really want something meaningful with an elephant on it. And she's giving me an elephant. But if I hadn't found that notebook last night, I would have been polite, right? Because I'm always polite. That's the thing that, like, you know, I'll stand by that. People that don't know me, you might, I don't, like I say all the time, I don't mean to be too in your face with this, but I'm an Aries and I've worked hard to be at this state. I really don't care what people think about me. Of course, I don't want everybody on the planet and people tuning at me to fucking hate me. But what I'm just at that stage of my life where it's like, you actually can't, like, how people see you and how they view you has got nothing to do with you. And then the time that we live in, unfortunately, the more confident you are, and if you've got a talent and you're shining it, if people haven't done any work in that area or they're not kind of following their own dreams, they will project their own darkness and their own shit and their own stuff basically onto you. So it's like somebody that's, and this isn't just about me, this is anyone, other people that are in the space, because I attract a lot of teachers and healers, and so this will be you this happens to too, unfortunately. especially if you've got really strong Leo, and we've all got Leo somewhere. It's like confidence could be misconstrued as like arrogance, or you know what I mean, or like even dare say like stronger words. And it's kind of like, but it's because if somebody is like deeply insecure and like jealous and envious and sitting in all this shitty energy, they will put that on, you know, they'll not perceive somebody that's actually just, you know, doing their thing and helping people. And so that's what I'm quite passionate about, is like, you know, because I help people with the shadow, it's like, you know, people that are led to me. I don't like that I'm saying, you know, so much. See what I mean? I'm just observing that about myself. It's just actually like, just dropping all the crap. Like, I love that. And again, this is so Scorpio moon right now. But one of the main reasons why I feel a lot of people are afraid to book a session with me is on some level they feel that it's like, I'll not be horrible, I'll not call it out in the moment, but my energy will just kind of be like, I smell shite. Do you know what I mean? Like, and Scorpio is shit. But it's like, people cannot lie to me. They try, and they do, and they will. But there'll be this energy in the air of them kind of looking like, you know, I'm lying, don't you? And that's what I mean. Sometimes, like, when something's on the edge of someone's awareness, like, so for instance, that's a term in counseling, on the edge of your awareness. It's like you've not kind of accepted it yourself. So when I'm working with someone in a session, even if it's not therapy, it's like, it's good to let the person have the epiphany themselves. Oh, I can see how this is like the twin flame journey too. Like, you can see something, but and maybe other people can see it too, but it's actually more powerful to allow the person to have that epiphany. And I'm just realizing it ties into this, because that when I woke up today, that was on the floor. I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of? And then I worked out it was from that scene in Trainwreck, which I caught just the other day. But look, I love you. I will always come back. So I do feel there's a lot of people in that space who are like, oh my God, I love them. You know what I mean? But I mean, some of you could have realized that a long time ago, male, female, blah, 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 but we'll get into that. But and again, that's what I'm saying about Juno and the last degrees of Scorpio. It is intense. It's like mad, passionate, extraordinary love. It's like whatever you're passionate about, that could really be stressing it. So it doesn't even need to be love. It doesn't even need to be romantic love. But I would say for most people it is. It's like, you know, it's something really passionate that you want to move towards, and it just feels like a calling. And there's loads of other things going on with astrology with that too. But it's intense. Basically, it's intense, and it'd be hard to ignore it. But just look out for all that stuff that I said about the shitty stuff and the shadow stuff. Like, other people, when they're not doing the work, or they're not, even if they're not doing as much work as you can get a lot of that. And it's why you see a lot of people that help others hermit, like, more so than what anyone else does, because it's, you know, it's just draining. Like, you know, I say it, but it's so draining for me physically to be around people. That's why I love this and I prefer it. I really don't like being around physical. I just don't, guys. I can't lie. Like, you know what I mean? I love kids. I love animals, dogs especially. And if you're an adult and I spend time with you in the physical, you must be a special adult, because do you know what I mean? Limited amounts of time. And actually, it has to be certain times of the year too when I come more alive. But yeah, I just couldn't believe it that my mum got me an elephant ring, and I associate the elephant with her as well. So it's quite nice. It's like, but it felt like instant manifestation. Do you know what I mean? That, like, I thought it last night, and boom, there I've ended up with an elephant ring. Is that, or is that not amazing? I thought it was amazing. So all that has poured out of me. So we'll read these comments now. And I'm burping and clearing energy, but to be practical about it, because I've got a Mercury in Taurus, I did just have my tea as well, and it was amazing. And I'm actually not one to tell you what it is, because I've noticed every time I'm doing this, and I've had loads of different. I mean, I had macaroni, and I'm going to tell you what I had for my tea, because, like I've said before, because the healing comes through my frequency, my hands, my eyes, everything. I could tell you anything. I could just sit and tell you what I had for my tea for the past week, and if you're open to the healing, you will get it. So I will do that. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't be able to remember. But the last couple of nights, I've had a macaroni that I made and I put in the freezer. So it was more amazing, because it had all infused together. And my macaroni is pretty amazing, right? Like, seriously. I've said before, but I think people that aren't in my life anymore that used to have my macaroni probably grieve the macaroni more than me. Like, and I wouldn't blame them. It is good. It's gotten better with age. Like, I find mine. But yeah, I had like macaroni with wedges and like a nice wee salad. And I'd normally just have like the macaroni with like broccoli or something. But my mum pointed out to me today that that's 2 carbs or something. And I was like, all right, Donna, calm down. It tasted nice, right? I wasn't asking for your input on that. It was my treat day. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't seeing that as like healthy as such, although the salad, it was good, basically. You know what I mean? Especially when I had the sore shoulder and I didn't want to go about cooking and that. Like I felt this, I'm just geeking out on food prep. You know what I mean? That's what I'm quite obsessed with right now, like food prep. Don't know if anyone else is like that. Share if you are. And yeah, but but basically I had a big tatty again. I'm not gonna lie, guys. So you know what I mean? But the fillings were more, I'd say, exciting for me. I'd ran out of mayonnaise, so I used a spicy mayonnaise. Oh, see what I mean? Spicy, and I've put the. How funny is that? See what I mean? Literally, they use anything because I wouldn't usually do that, but it made me move out my comfort zone, and it tasted. It was quite nice, except my eyes were watering and it was coming out my nose and everything because it was fucking spicy. So, but yeah. By the way, I might need to turn this down. It's a bit too high. Hang on. Hope my ass isn't in the shot there, but I've got two pairs of fucking leggings on too because I had my layers on and my oh god. Anyway, okay. Oh, you've just seen I thought that you've just seen my scabby wee thermal vest there too. That's great. But I don't really give a shit, so that's fine. Right, so good, thanks. Just washing up and came to watch video and pleasant surprise to find you live. I don't know if I answered, but yes, I'm great today. But I've been through the wars. I'm like a wounded warrior for the collective. So just do my bit, Friday afternoon, I lost all taste. It came back yesterday and nothing else wrong with me. Oh, that's a weird one. Ooh, that's very interesting, isn't it? I'm glad it's back now. I dipped into victim mode about my birthday yesterday, but yes, I'm away for it this year. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, no, that's good that you're getting away. And but you never know, it might not be like that this year, Charlotte. It would be interesting, wouldn't it? But I kind of, I don't know, with the way, you've got to be careful you've just got to be careful every day what you pick, right? That's what I observe around me all the time is people that are falling into the doom and gloom and the darkness that is inevitable right now in whatever part of the world you're living in. But that's what I've been channeling for years now, is cut off from the old earth and connect to the new earth. It's a mindset thing. Consciousness is a mindset thing. The more you fall into that doom and gloom and you say that you're going to get depressed, like how could you not? And especially you got to be careful for that for the next, like I said, like up until roughly around mid-March when we move into Aries season. You've just got to be really careful about that because it's Pisces shadow side is, like I said, it's pretty dire. It's like hopelessness and helplessness. So you don't want to fall into that, like all is lost. Like because Pisces is also miracles, magic, surrender. Like that's what I love about, like when I was watching back the live stream, the 4 hours, 18-minute one, that when I was watching it back, it was like, I don't know, it was something that was coming through about, like, some of the most painful times I've had in my life, whether it be about the twin flame journey or like other things. Like, I suppose somebody dying would be a good example, but really, I suppose, Scorpio is about death, but, just anything that's really, really painful, you can't, but somebody dying would be a good example because there's nothing you can do about it. You can't bring them back. You know what I mean? You just have to be in it and accept that is the way things are. And even people that are a medium like me, that I can, like even just last night, so like I'm just thinking, can I say that? But yeah, last night I sat, and I wasn't meditating as such, but I would call it meditating because basically I don't need to meditate to connect with the spirit world. They just talk to me like, that someone alive would be talking to me on the couch. But I did close my eyes, so it was a form of meditation. And somebody that I know in spirit was telling me something. And so I'll just sort of leave it at that. But like I wrote down some of the things that were coming to me, and then it was like when I was kind of half falling in and out of sleep, I was listening to somebody else's tarot reading, and it's one of the girls. I always keep it anonymous, but it's one of the girls that, like, if I had spare time, which really, to be honest, my spare time is when I'm cooking my tea, I'll listen to something, or when I'm going to sleep, there's a woman that I found that I don't know, it's like people's voices. Like I really just like, even if it's like not my thing, it's like an older woman. And I just really, yeah, I really like, they're like wee 20-minute ones, and I like to listen to go to sleep. But anyway, this is like a girl that's kind of like ages with me, and she's got a Pluto Scorpio. And anyway, I was listening, and it was the exact wording that I'd heard from someone in spirit. It was on this card, and I was like, I was gobsmacked. You know what I mean? It was like with the elephant ring that I got that I didn't know I was going to get today. It was like instant confirmation of what somebody told me in spirit. So yeah, so it'll just be interesting to see what transpires over the next few weeks and months. That's all I'll say. But I've wrote stuff down, but I was given some information. Um, but right, so and I've went to these intense divine masculine cards. Oh shit, I've just remembered something. So what I was going to do is if anybody wants, so I'll do some of this collective stuff. But if anyone wants a shamanic spread, the ones that I've been doing every Sunday, I'll put a link in, and you can get. I'll do an example of it after I finish this. So I might be a while till I get to it, basically. Let's see. So I'll just put. Oh, it all fits. Weird. And I'll put. I might be pushing it now, put in more details. No, see, that seems weird that there's. That seems weird that it's letting me do it. Right, so it'll be the £25 option. I would nearly made it the one that was 45 because it'll take ages. If somebody picks it, it'll take ages, but we'll just roll with it because I've not got back to doing these ones for a while, and it's, you know, maybe nobody wants it, but it's just that's what I'm guided to do. And like I've said before, the same thing goes that if anybody does just want to donate something as a one-off, like, you know, any kind of amount, then I'll pull you like a card or something. I can't always do that though. So again, use your discretion. It doesn't always mean if somebody donates that I'm going to always pull a card, because it depends what I'm doing. But usually when there's not a lot of people, if somebody donates something, I'll pull you a card. But I'm specifically being told to home in on that spread, right? Because it's very, very helpful, and I'll do one for the collective. So, but let's just see where the collective of divine masculines are at. So, like I said at the start of this, the I love you card was on the floor when I woke up today. And that one doesn't really come out too much, although I suppose it has come out quite a lot recently. But right, so what have we got? Where's the collective of divine masculines at? With this, particularly with Juno and Scorpio, which is about to shift into Sagittarius. Juno and Sagittarius is like would be like quite like wanting up like an ideal partner. So basically, Juno and Scorpio, like your ideal partner would be like what I said before, like a even besides from Twinflames, this is anyone that might be tuning in that, you know, that would be someone that would like, I want my soul to merge with yours. Like, you know, you are mine and I am yours. Like it is, like I said on the short, it's given Twinflames. But people with Juno and Scorpio, I've seen loads of people, men and women, they don't choose anyone like that. They'll choose surface level people because they just sort of have this thing about, but nobody gets that. So I'll just stay in a fantasy that nobody gets that. So don't be that person. Book a session and I can, you know, help you work through because if you've got Juno and Scorpio, you must be destined for a partnership like that. You need to find another lobster that, you know, floats out, because not everybody wants that. Let's be honest. Not everybody wants that. Twinflame, or I'd say Twinflames do, but I've met some Twinflames that aren't as intense about the journey as me. But I've met some Twinflames that are that intense about it. It just depends. But like people that aren't Twinflames, you know, not everybody wants it to be that intense, you know, and there's, you know, just people that there'll be loads of skeletons in the closet and you don't know each other that well and you've got quite separate lives. But that's not, like I say all the time, I'd rather, whether I was a Twinflame or not, I would honestly rather be myself for an eternity than be with somebody where I didn't really know them like that. Just, that's why, you know, the more that, yeah, the whole sort of mysterious aspect of this journey, it makes me feel quite uncomfortable. I don't know, it's made me feel more and more uncomfortable as time has went on and just more practical about it. So, but that's what kind of makes me wonder whether I'm shifted into feeling more of like I wouldn't say the runner, but like a wee bit, you know, I've had feelings of that, like, you know, just being more practical about things and, you know, just That's, I think, where all that stuff comes through about, you know, needing to actually get to know somebody and build a friendship and stuff like that. Anyway, right. So what's coming through from the masculine? I am being the vessel for which you to speak through. So I'm worried. Well, there we go with the Pisces, Sun, Scorpio, Moon. I'm so afraid that you'll move on. Oh my God. Sorry, how freaky is this with the way I was talking? I'm so afraid that you will move on and meet someone else. It's keeping me awake at night. I can't lose you. Okay. So that's freaking me out with what I just said, like quite a lot of it. But that's because God's speaking through me. What else? We'll not pull too many because I think it can overdo it. I'm ready for commitment. So, and I want a future with you. Yeah, so that all, and this one always, this is a standard joke. This one always likes to come out in a Scorpio moon. I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. I want a future with you. So, this is a group of masculines that know what they want, basically. So, like I have to stress, I've been doing this for 3 fucking years now. 10 years, if we don't count the 3 years in public, out loud and proud, 10 years behind the scenes, right? So, and much longer than that, being on the actual Twinflame journey knows a Twinflame. You can read the description bit if you're new, or book a session and we can talk. But this is for a group of masculines that when they reach this bit, they're worried, they can't sleep at night, they're worried that you're going to move on or that you've already moved on. They're now ready for something they weren't ready for before. Commitment can mean loads of different things. That can be, I'm committed to getting to know you rather than running away. I'm committed to a deeper level of intimacy, you know, to much deeper, depending on what the situation is there. And this person has been watching you, admiring you, but also studying you, I would say. And they want a future with you. Like this is a collective of masculines, male and female, that like they've made up their mind. And you look what I said about friendship. You matter. Our friendship matters to me, and I hope we can work out bringing that back stronger and better than it was before. So, and I desire. Sorry for laughing, but it's everything I've just said because they're just talking through me. I desire you. Hello, Juno and Scorpio. You're so sexy and hot. My body is on fire for you. That's hilarious. And it's next. Sorry, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be hilarious if you were in that. You know, that's quite frustrating. But it's hilarious that it's next to the card. I need you. Your love. But so this, putting all jokes aside, because it's coming through quite quirky. That's the two energies of Scorpio completely. Like I desire you, right? And this like overwhelming passion that's like, you know, like a volcano, like a I don't know, it's quite intense, right? And then this is like the darkness of it. I need you. Your love and powerful light guides me home. Thank you for sending it to me. I do feel it and I need it now more than ever. You can give me the hope that I can be happy again. And to be serious, like that really reminds me of some people I've worked with over the years, male and female, that are quite literally trapped in loveless situations, like where there's kids involved, where there's houses, there's mortgages, there's marriages, you know, and it's like it is hell on earth. So it isn't a joke, you know. I know that, like, and I know that isn't a lot of you too, but it's, you know, it will be some people watching because I'm attracting a lot of people that are kind of waking up to the journey. It seems that are like, you know, where I've already been on this journey. Not with some of the stuff I just said there, because I did that, so I just didn't choose that. I just couldn't, you know, my soul couldn't handle that with everything else I've had to go through, basically. So, what else do the masculines want to say? Because I've got more cards for the masculine than I have for the feminine, but trust me. So, the masculines, and again, I think this energy of this group of masculines are worried that you don't trust them, that you're not going to trust them, that you're not going to believe anything they've got to say, because I've put it on them ready for the commitment. So this could have been, you know, people that were like not the commitment type at all and didn't give that vibe and, you know, very much pushed you away. But yeah, look at this. I'm making a plan to come back to you. So like, that's what I mean. And then I've just put that on the, and like I just, you know, it's just they make me put it at different places. So I've put it on, I've been watching your socials and admiring your pictures. So like that's when I said like this person's studying you, which really I need to get out the habit of saying it's given because I can't stand it, but I keep saying it because I've been watching Love Island. And can I just say, I know that I said it in the video. Yes, come back, Charlotte. That was the most boring, underwhelming Love Island I've ever seen. I did enjoy it while I was watching it, you know, basically, yeah, each week I liked it. But that final was so, and I've seen other people, like I don't, I don't follow other social media, so I only see it when it comes up on YouTube. But I kind of wanted to, like, I'll be honest, because I'm so honest, like I did actually Google to see, just to see what these gossipy things are saying. And I saw that loads of people were saying the same thing on Twitter, like that it's just fucking boring as fuck. Like there was somebody was like, I just want this to be over so I can go to my bed. And I have to agree, it was so boring. I didn't shed a tear, I didn't cry or anything. It was just boring. But I think they just want to bring the Love Island in one last time. I think it's the last time. That what I got from it collectively was the couple that won, where the girl right at the start, that on the very first episode, that they put in her ex, and the way that her ex cheated on her was brutal because he basically shagged somebody in the same hotel when she was at the gym. So, but that guy doesn't sound very nice to. So excuse me, Michael, that's a bit rude. Michael Bublé, everything has just interrupted, but you can even see how that actually. Sorry, it fits with the message. It fits, doesn't it? It fits. I don't know. Again, it's not one of my favourites. So I don't know all the words. You're a falling star. You're the getaway car. You're the line in the sand when I go too far. Wait a minute. Where's the bit I know? Baby, don't pretend. Wait a minute. Where's the your every line, your every word, your everything. Yeah, you can look at the words yourself. Again, it's not, I don't not like it, but it's not one of my favourites. But it did interrupt us, so it'll be important. But yeah, so basically that she went out with that guy for, I don't know, it wasn't very long, a year, but anyway, totally disrespectful. And I really, really like that guy. And I done a video about that at the time, that it's like, because that was like 9 years ago or something, 8, 9 years ago or something, it was quite nice to see how the guy had actually grown up. Like, he'd like, married somebody, had a kid, and was ashamed of how he treated this girl. And so it was quite nice when he actually got a chance to apologize to her, because you see that it lifted something in her and it lifted something in him. So I spoke about redemption and forgiveness and everything. And so I thought, oh, I bet you that is why she won. Because although it was like, literally a couple of months ago now when it started, that is a really huge thing. Like, imagine somebody done that to you, and then you had to go on well, you didn't have to. She's put herself on the telly, and then everybody seeing that. Like, so she did deserve to win. But what I also, so there's that. But then and then it was really lovely because that guy got, I don't know, it must have been like on the final, like, I don't know where it was. Oh, it was when they come back in to vote the people out. He came back in and he was just saying he was really happy that she'd found love with this other guy. And I thought, that's really nice. It's kind of like, because these dramatic fucking things can happen in real life too. And it's quite nice when you see people find forgiveness. That could have been a different way. It could have been like, that was a really shitty thing to do. I forgive you, but I never want to fucking see you again. But in that case, it's like, she's like, no, I'm quite glad that we're friends now. Not everyone will be able to do that. Like I said, she did deserve to win for that. But and I'd forgot, like, it was only, and I thought, oh yeah. And then, because the journey with the actual guy she won with was kind of boring. But the thing is, I thought, look, see, even that's me saying it. A lot of us have been programmed that if there isn't any drama and there isn't anybody turning their heads or fucking going off and kissing somebody else, it's boring. Actually, they've just had a really fucking lovely time, a wee bit of holiday on the telly, they've fallen in love and they've won. It seems like a bit of a shift in perspective. Well, for me anyways, that it's like, that's how it should be. Do you know what I mean? Like, I honestly, it's not the first, I was about to say it's the first time I've saw a couple win where it wasn't a roller coaster ride. It's one of the first times, but the other year there was a couple that won, but they were quite boring. Like, to be honest, it was like, no offense to these professions, but like, one was a social worker and one was a teacher, and they were just a bit stiff, But I've met very exciting teachers and social workers, just saying, right? But like, they were a bit boring. But even that was a roller coaster because I think he was with somebody else before. But anyway, this will all have some sort of meaning. But the point is that I quite liked it too, because it was like, I said a few weeks, like I said at the start of this, I really didn't like that guy that's just won, because he came across very narcissistic, very kind of just discarding women left, right, and centre. And I don't even find him attractive, right? But I do like him as a person now. It's like, he is actually quite funny, and he does seem to lift up people's energy. And he actually just seems to be an all right, nicer guy. And it's just a message of people can grow up. It feels like spiritual maturity. There's a card in that deck beside me that says it. And he did, yeah. And you know what I mean? And he seemed, and so it's just, I suppose it's like something about people can change. And, you know, not kind of, it's like what we say about a leopard never changes its spots. I was about to say, I thought this was my leopard pajamas are over there. But it's like, it's not always true, you know, because like I said, with that guy, the way that he's apparently treated women is disgusting, like really disgusting. Like I think, like just honestly, I don't even know the half of it, but it's not, you know, it makes me cringe. But that's somebody turning over a new leaf and he's fallen in love. If it turns out in a month that he went off with somebody else and he's just, you know, he's pretended to be in love to get the money, then just use it as an example, you know what I mean? But it looked genuine. Like, you know, I think the presenter was like, you know, you could see they just had their hands all over each other, which is what it's like when you're really in love. You know what I mean? You just can't wait to, you know, be alone. But yeah, anyway, blah, 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 blah. Let's see what else is coming through for. But like I said, there's nothing really more to say because I found that fucking boring. But the other thing I will say is the girl that I need to stop calling her red flag girl because she has got nice parts to her. But I just mean as a whole, that is kind of worrying that her behaviour was very abusive. And if a guy had treated a girl like that, they would have been ripped out the programme because it would have been, oh, so bad. And it's bit worrying that they came very close to winning. I thought, fucking hell, because she's definitely got this guy in a leash. And I thought it was uncomfortable to watch. And loads of other people said it. So it's not just me saying it, but I could like that as an accurate description. But anyway. So what else? I love you. Wowzers. So we've had I love you on the floor when I woke up this morning, and we've got I love you from this deck. This one's more hard hitting. Although we like the deck with a hot man, this one's just like, I love you, full stop. Trust me, and what card have I just put that on? I want to have a future with you. I love you and I want to have a future with you. Oh, and you're so different than what I'm used to, but I like it. And I'm taking responsibility for my mistakes. Wowzer, you see how that all connects with what I just said about Love Island? I've got a tarot reading on you. There's that coming out again. So I wonder, with me saying that last night, what I heard in meditation, it wasn't even it was in meditation, but it was from someone, it was basically from somebody that I know in the spirit world. So it depends which way you look at it. They told me something, and then the person held up the card of the exact wording that I heard. So I feel with me telling that story and that coming out, that is something like the one I channeled the other day. It was just wasn't alive. It was a video where it was a strong feeling that somebody's really connected with like a reading like this, like a general one, or they've got like a personal one. And no one makes me feel the way you do. I send you telepathic messages, and you mean the world to me. So I'm not going to pull any more because it just gets a bit overload. But now let's get some of the feminine messages, and then I'll do the shamanic spread because I just needed to do some of that. Because so basically though, for whenever I do a live, whether it is like one a week, maybe a couple a week for the next month, it'll be ones around like past lives, like, you know, true lovey kind of vibes, which is that around here all the time. Dreams, I'm definitely going to do some stuff about dreams. So I'm not quite figured out how I want to do that yet. But what I would say is if you are somebody that I know at least a little bit and you've had some quite interesting dreams, you know, maybe make a note of it, you know, because you might forget it. You know, if you can remember it, maybe make a note of it. And I'd quite like it if some people came on and shared, you know. So I thought that could be quite fun. I've got a deck of cards that might have arrived today, actually. I haven't opened it, but because I've got dream cards, but they're just too, I don't know, I don't really like them. They've got too many words on them and they were too like detailed. It was more like if you wanted to geek up about it. Whereas dreams, I know a lot about dreams anyway, and I wanted more simplified ones. So I can't wait to see you asleep peacefully beside me or even snoring. We're a power couple and I'm proud to be yours. That one always makes me cringe, but oh my God, here's another one. I will be your cheerleader every day. Stop over. Oh, see what I mean? I think that's why I just made that face. There's a lot about not being able to sleep at night. Stop overthinking, get a good night's sleep, and know that I'm right by your side energetically. So I feel there's just a shitload of overthinking energy in the masculine collective. Like, and I feel it is to do with loads of different things. Like, for those of you that are going through a spontaneous awakening where your whole life is changing because one day you felt this way and you thought you were sure about it, and then the next it's like, wait a minute, my whole perspective has changed. I've just realized I love this other person and I want a future with them. Like, I feel very sorry for people in that place because I've helped people in that and it's not easy. But all I know is once you're awake to that, you can't go back to sleep, or at least it's very hard to, and you'd be very unhappy. You'll always be the one that got away, but I know that you'll come back. Will you do one more? I can't. I mean, we've got it's giving matching energy. I can't wait to be alone with you, and I desire you. You're so sexy and hot. My body is on fire for you. I'm going to hold that up. That's Juno and Scorpio. Wait a minute. Right. I don't know if I'm in the shot. It's funny when that happens. That'll do. I'll catch it on the right. So, just because I want to use some of my newer cards that I haven't let. Well, they're not new, but I've not done that one. In fact, I think these ones want to say something because they're not all there, but I pulled them. Oh shit! Oh. I hide behind material things. So either this is somebody that still does that, or they've done that in the past. This is in reverse. We both know I'm not the one for you. I think this person, again, whether this is you or your person, this can make sense to loads of different people and not everyone either. This person's been working through feelings of why this wouldn't work, which, like, I've went through this in great detail before, and you can research this yourself. But it's basically, well, it's two things. On the twin flame journey, it's because you're, and unless you've done that deeper healing, that inner child healing, shadow work, self-acceptance, self-love, like basically all of it, you will never feel good enough for your twin flame because you've put them on a pedestal. That happens to the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It's just that when you see people like myself talk about this, it might seem like the divine feminines have never went through that. But that's why I always like to stress and tell stories about when I was in the heartbreak and pain of it all. Like, it was the fucking pits. It was the worst of the worst, which is why I've been triggered, not as much, but I can and have been triggered more so in the kind of, not in the more recent years, but definitely, I would say prior to probably the last sort of 3 years, like I used to get really triggered by watching some others talk about it that like haven't even been on the journey that long, and they think that like, the separation that they've been in is like really hard because it's been like a year or something or a couple of years. I'm like thinking, but I also just stress it. Like, it's like I say to people when they talk about it, that the intensity of those feelings, when you're awakened to that and who that person is, it doesn't really matter what length of time it is. It is painful, but it has to be said. It's like I say all the time. Like, I think there's a level of respect to give people that if people have been apart for double and triple the length of time, that they've got more to share. I know that from, like I said, from other people that I connect with on the journey. It's fascinating, the stories I hear. I left when I saw you with someone. So that kind of connects with that first card. I'm so afraid that you'll move on and meet with someone else. It's keeping me awake at night. I can't lose you. I think there's a lot of worry. This is a collective, and again, as I'm channeling this, I'm feeling a lot of like wee tingly feelings on the top of my head, on my crown. So it's like loads of like just feels like overthinking energy, but activations at the crown chakra are like, oh my god, what if this person moves on? Like, I'm not available. But you see, this is what I said about like I feel I'm picking up on some people that it's like they're like before they've like sort of awakened to wanting to be with you, if you're if you're the divine feminine, like they've committed to other, sorry for laughing, they've committed to other people, and I know I messed everything up. So again, it's like, it's not a fun place to be. I knew exactly what I was doing, but that's talking about self-sabotage. It's like, yeah, it's like what it's given actually. It's giving Venus retrograde. I don't react when people mention you. It's given Venus retrograde. And that is we're in the pre-shadow of it, and it officially starts at the start of next month. So basically in a couple of weeks. And like I say all the time, Venus retrograde, when it actually comes about on the 1st or the 2nd of March, it's not a time to get engaged because something will fall through. The venue will fall through. You'll realize this isn't the right person for you, or, it doesn't always need to be more serious things like that. It could just be when you actually get around to doing it. Or it could even be like, I think people that get engaged in a Venus retrograde, you could be like in an engagement for like 10 years, but the person actually never marries you or something. But if you've actually got a wedding that's taken place, um, between the 1st of March and the 12th of April, I'm praying for you, and I would just be, there could be exceptions to the rule. There could be exceptions to the rule, but it's risky. It is risky. Like, I've definitely seen through people's charts that I've done over the years, and just examples of celebrities and stuff, people that tend to get together and that, unless it's like I've described before, if something's been on your radar for a long time prior to this Venus retrograde, and it's like, so say that I want a future you, say somebody's known for ages, or even like a few, even like, I suppose coming to that awareness now, we're not in it yet, but like if someone's known for ages, I'm working towards this person, that's who I want to be with. And then they get together in a Venus retrograde. That's actually a good sign of like past lives meeting the present, and it's meant to be, and it's destined, and it's fated, or like, twin flames that have known each other in the past and it's coming back together. It's someone from your past that you want to come back from your past. But I can think of negative examples, which would be, we go into Venus retrograde and your ex pops up that is like a karmic ex. It isn't a twin flame, but you might not know that that's not a twin flame. It really just depends how, tuned in you are in the journey. And you could be like, oh my God, it's the real thing. And, and it could be a whirlwind, like, let's get engaged and married. And I believe that did happen a couple of years ago to quite a few people. I saw it with celebrities, but I feel it happened with people in the twin flame. Well, in fact, I know for a fact it happened with some people in the twin flame journey. I just know because of like, I've had sessions with people and I know that, yeah, I just know. And it's kind of like those things will be falling apart now, and it's like, look, I don't react when people mention you. I want a future with you. It's like, yeah, so there's a bit of that going on as well. So I left when I saw you with someone that just came out again as well. I know that I crossed the line with you. And I think with everything I just channeled there, I think that's just picking up on what I just said. It's like, I think some people went to the lengths of like sabotaging so much that that's basically what they're trying. This is quite intense what I'm tapping into, because it won't speak to everyone, but it's like, you could be, if this is you, male or female, you could be so sure that you're making the right decision in a Venus retrograde or a Mercury retrograde, but we'll come to Mercury retrograde when we're in it. It's not too far, it really isn't too far away, but it's quite similar. Venus is love, self-love, anything about beautifying yourself, haircuts, permanent makeup and all that, probably not a good idea. Money, because Venus is money too, and how you value yourself. So these are all things that you'll reflect on until like now, till like mid-May. But making like a huge big purchase that you suddenly decide to make from after the 1st of March, not a good idea. You could change your mind. If you buy a car, a house, rent a house, get into a brand new relationship that you're like, oh, this guy's amazing or this girl's amazing. Trust me, loads of people, maybe not everyone, but some people, when it reaches mid-May, what the fuck was I thinking? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. And you also wouldn't want to be the person realizing that, oh shit, I don't want to be with this person. And you could see how that would have real complications if this was like more serious commitment, or like, signing a lease with somebody. So loads of people will do that. Like loads of people will either buy a house with someone or move in with someone, sign a year lease. Like that would be really bad luck. If people like sign a year lease or something or longer, at the start of next month, like, oh, that would be so shit for many people because easily when it gets to like mid-May, some people could be like, I'm stuck in something I don't want to be in. So just, putting out the memo for anybody that we can save before that happens. But people that that's happened to or that will happen to, it's karmic lessons. It's, you just can't avoid some of this. It's like your soul wanted to learn these lessons. Like I said, I just, I'm on this journey too, and it's painful, and it's, and when I'm talking on here, I'll make it look fucking easy. Do you know what I mean? But it's not. It's fucking horrible. It's painful, and it's horrible when you don't know what the fuck's going on and all that with you, with them, blah blah blah, all that shit. But I also can just observe it and be like, it's like I said, but you can't control it. Just fucking let it go and be where you are and try and be as happy as you can be. And yeah, I simplified it a bit there, but but right. So let's see. So there's lots of, like I said, there's a really interesting mix of cards in this of like really lovely, amazing ones, and like ones that are about heartbreak and exes. And so I think that these will really fit. Toxicity is one that it says. So let's just home in. Can you tell us? They're like, we'll tell you what we want to tell you, but quite literally. But tell us something nice for some of the people that have got something nice or amazing, or tell us one of the good things. What's something that could really speak to somebody? Tell us about. I'm not even. I'm trying to pick that apart, but I can't be arsed. It's like because I was actually going to ask about these ones that are like, I'm worried you'll move on with someone else that's keeping me awake at night. I'm ready for commitment. Let's ask for people that are in that place, but they're not connected to anybody else. Tell us something about that, and then I'll ask, what about people that are in that but they're stuck in something? Because that's two different questions. Tell us about the ones that are not connected to somebody else. They're healing themselves, and they'll come forward when they feel it's divine time. And it's one of the good. Oh my God, two of the good ones. So surprise, romantic surprise are on the horizon. Be open to them. Yeah. So I feel that is someone's can't sleep at night. That's I would say that is energies that have known for a while that they want to be with you, and it just wasn't the right time, and need to do your own healing and all that. And that fits. We look at the visual of the woman on her own. So you could be a divine feminine, but you could be a man as well. But you've been on your own, healing your own codependency and working on you, and now this person has been mirroring you, or they're starting to mirror you now, or however long, and you're attracting the right person at the right time in your life. So again, it's literally what I just said because they're speaking through me. It's like you've got really amazing things coming your way because you released and surrendered, and you didn't like obsess on when this was going to happen. Right. So now tell us ones that are maybe in that place, but they've got into Venus retrograde type of situations. This will be so interesting if one of the shitty cards comes out. Oh my God, I'm gobsmacked. Individuality, one person again, but look what it says. Be wary of possessive partners. Maintain your individuality. So what I would say about that is that they've definitely answered us. Some people can't sleep at night. They want to commit to their divine feminine, whether that's you or them. You mean the world to them. I would say they've played mind games and got into things with other people, however serious. And some people it wouldn't even be that serious, but I feel some people have created a smokescreen. Some people it is literal and they've actually went ahead with it, but some people it's a bit of a smokescreen. So but that's playing games either way. But it's kind of like I feel that's codependent things, whether it's a codependent marriage, codependent romantic situation, codependent, situationship. It's like somebody that's like got with somebody that's very controlling. Um, and I feel that that's the group of masculines that are like, wait a minute, this person's leaving me to work things out for myself and not hounding me. And this person's watching my every move and telling me who I can and can't. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's crystal clear when you're out of it, but that's kind of what I'm getting there. It's like butterfly, you will meet a new love interest at a party or a night out. So because of what I'm asking about, this could have been how some of these situations came about. I feel this is some of the masculines, male or female, that have fallen in to I'm hearing falling into situations. Could you met at a party or a night out or something like a drunken sort of meeting? This basically went on too long. and then someone becomes controlling and it ends in heartbreak. I mean, sorry to laugh, guys, but they're fucking telling you. And you know what's quite funny is that like the moon is conjunct my Saturn, so my Saturn is like very like an old man giving you wisdom anyway. Sorry, it just is. And it's like an old grandpa. I don't know why I'm saying man, but it's because Saturn is the father, so that's what I'm saying man. But it's like an old grandpa being like, "I could have told you that was going to happen," and that actually sounds like my granddad. Like my granddad be like, "Well, like Kim, I could have told you that." Do you know what I mean? But look, heartbreak is a part of the human experience. It will pass. So I feel that literally could be some people's stories. You got into something, you know, you got in too far, you realize this person's quite toxic and controlling, it's not what you want, and you know, you could still be in the heartbreak of it. And if you are, I'm praying for you. Dreams. Look to your dreams, they hold answers you seek. And I feel that group of masculines, whether you're male or female, I feel you're getting downloads in your dreams of the divine feminine. Like, and it's almost like I'm feeling somebody being like, I went the wrong way. Baggage, and now I've got baggage. Emotional baggage can weigh down relationships. Unpack it. I kind of want to unpack that a little bit because I was like picking it again, and my head's on fire. So I'm really sort of let's put these back because I'm wondering if that card. I don't really want to sit with this too long, but it's quite interesting because on a Scorpio moon, I really tune in quite a scary way. So, and again, if this, like I say, I don't. My personal sessions aren't like this. By the way, I don't spend loads of. I barely actually. In fact, I would say it goes far as to say I never use these cards in personal sessions. It's not about that. But if because of things are changing so much in the collective, if this speaks to you and you're like, that was my story, if you want to explore it in a personal session, we could. If you say, can you use those cards? But I just don't tend to use these, but because it's like what I said about I just feel very strongly about getting people to be realistic. I'm all about true love and everything, but you know, I don't think it's not good to feed people's basically delulu because that's a fashionable word these days. You know what I mean? You've got to be practical at things because things could take years to evolve on this journey. But tell us a wee bit about a masculine that's feeling that way. I'm scared you will reject me. See how it fits? It's like someone's like scared that you're going to reject them because they rejected you and picked something that actually doesn't really feel it like whoever this is for, it just feels like this person they picked they weren't really that arsed about. So sorry to say this, like you know, I don't. That's what it feels like. I'm sorry I hurt you. I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. So that feels like someone's played games here. I've been manifesting you, and I'm understanding. I'm facing my truths and going within to become a better person. I know I have a purpose here and I want to be able to work on that. That's like what I said about Juno and Scorpio. So whether this is long in the past, present, or hopefully not someone's future. Yeah, right, okay. So let's just now pick some of these and then I'll do a shamanic. Is people still here? You just got lost in the sauce of me peeking in on situations. Unique. Yeah, and that's what I think. I can't bother reading all the words, but it's like I'm tapping into like, you know, someone and like I said, this is just a luck of the draw if this makes sense yet. It's like someone's like it's like I'm feeling somebody that has picked something that's their typical type or been pushed towards somebody and they're pulling me at the word party right now. And I'm laughing because it's a colouring pad that's got Peppa's party. So it's so weird that that card says you'll meet this person at a night out at a party. So either this has already happened and this is past. This could even be like last week or something. You know what I mean? This could be years ago. But just look out if this hasn't happened yet and you're a masculine, male or female. I'd more be leaning towards a man masculine, but however, it's like look out for meeting like new people at a party that seems like, oh, this is really exciting in that because it's like that would go that way too. Not for everyone, so you've got to use your own discernment, but it's like that's what I'm feeling. It's like somebody that's like, you know, picked something because it made sense, but it's like they're being led to somebody else, their divine feminine, because they're unique. And they're sleepless. Look, what's this about? Sleep, look, inner child. And anxiety keeps me awake at night. My life has changed so much since I met you. I'm trying to figure out what all this means. Spiritual awakening. I don't want to lose you. The thought of you not being with me really keeps me up at night. same as the very first card that came out of a different deck. Someone's realizing how unique and different the Divine Feminine is, and that whatever they have settled for in the past, whether they're with someone now or in the past, is like, this is not at all what somebody wants, and that's how it's making them feel. That's not a good place to be. I'm healing pain from my past. This is what I'm talking about. Past. This could be somebody's past. You know what I mean? Oh, I meant, see what I mean, Charlotte? Thanks for sharing that. Because this is how I mean. You've been split up from him for ages, and you're now divorced. And by the way, it's, you know, it might be quite interesting for people to, you know, I'm saying that for obviously people that don't know. It might be quite interesting for people to know that Charlotte's, you know, been on my radar for ages. And I mean, when you found me, you were with him, weren't you? Because I've joked about this before. It's like, look, the amount of people that were led to me and they were actually with the person they were married with, and then, you know, twists of fate. By the way, not always through working one-to-one with me. Like, you know, twists of fate happen and people end up not being with the pit. That's like loads of people that watch this channel. And it's not that I'm the angel of death or anything, guys. It's because in a way I am, though, you know, in the sense of, if something's going to go down like the Titanic anyway, if I pop up, it's probably time to worry a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, I'm that kind of reality check. And it definitely, when it comes to love, because I love that hard, I just have noticed that. I just think that's why I'm surprised I had such, well, what I consider deep friendships with so many people at one point in my life, because, you know, I think I was probably a bit delulu about how close those friendships actually were, you know, if I'm being real about it, when I got out of them. Because it's like, I've noticed that over the years, that like, because I'm so passionate about things and love really deeply, whether it is like romance or loyalty, friendship, family, all that kind of stuff, people can almost find it a bit alien and uncomfortable if they're, you know, haven't got that right. And it, you know, I can't help it. I just do love hard. And it's kind of like, yeah, I noticed over that some people would pull away from me, you know. And my pet, like I said, that happens to clients all the time. That's why I'm used to it. But in my personal life, it happened too, eventually. You know, when people weren't sort of doing the deeper healing, it was uncomfortable for them to not be as happy as they would make out to other people. And have me as like this big giant mirror, like, you know, especially because people would just know how psychic I am. So I get it in a weird kind of way. I do get it. And I'm healing pain from my past. I'm working on letting it go so I can be free to fully love you. Your love gives me hope. Oh my God, that's the same wording as the other one. As I'm healing my past and childhood trauma, I just want you to send me love and healing energy. So see what I mean about that is so, I was about to say beautiful, but it's painful too, because it's like, there's this weird mix of, I'm picking up on some people's are healing like trauma from their past, whether it's childhood or past relationships that is coming up now to be healed, and it's preventing them from being in a healthy, even friendship with some twin flames, or like, you know, definitely a romantic one. And it's not so much that there is like another person that they're with, but there is another group of masculines that it is that they're, all of that's going on, but they're also stuck in something. And then I can't help but notice, look, there's two little kids on that. So a lot of the time, like I said, that it can be down to kids. Hopeful. I know, and this is the Ascension card because it's got little hot air balloons. Hopeful. I know we'll be together again. I hope we can put the past and the bad times behind us and start again. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I acted so immaturely. But again, that's so weird with what I said about Love Island. It's like, so, see what it fits. How I describe both those guys. Yeah, pretty cool in a way. Right, let's shuffle this deck now. What hiccups? Yes, we were together when I first found you in a business group. Yeah, again, nothing to do with me. But it's like, it's kind of funny. It's like, it's not. Yeah, it's interesting though. Like I said, when I've counted the amount of people that have followed me for the best part of 10 years, people were married and now they're divorced. It's like it because it wasn't who you're meant to be with. You're enough. The person you're meant to be with will love you the way you are. You don't need to change. And think about how many of us in the divine feminine energy before you really were pushed into that deeper level of healing, which on a spiritual level, your masculine's making you do. Like when they're ghosting you, rejecting you, picking other people over you, they're actually doing you a favor. You know what I mean? And you do, it's if you really once you wake up to that, you know what I mean, you do get it. It's like because it forces you to be like, oh yeah, I do deserve better than this. Like I do want them, but I don't want them when they're acting like a fucking dick. Do you know what I mean? To be honest. I'm just gonna that's the way I see it. Like it's like, oh yeah, I want to be with you. I'd like to be your friend, even at least, and get to know you and hang out with you. And if you want to take me out or fucking sit, I just want to be in your company. But I don't want to be in your company if you treat me like shite. Like I don't want to be around anybody's company that treat me like shite. But I'd rather be my fucking self. Do you know? Whether they're family, friend, best friend, lover, you know, no client. I've even, like I said, I've even had some people that it's like, look, people that are giving it like, oh yeah, it's sticking up your arse, and then they go a bit weird on you. I think maybe we've come to the end of the line here. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I mean about you've got to be aware of people that aren't doing the same level of work as you, and they kind of go to their dark side a little bit. You know, like it's everybody's got to you've got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, and not let that side of you take over. That's why having a therapist or a counselor, whatever you call it, and you're or a healer, you know, somebody that you can sound off to, even have a wee bitch to, whatever you want to call it, like, you know, and get and then actually come back to, you know what, actually, I don't feel like that anymore. And I think that's really important. Like there's a meme, if I find it on my phone, I'll share it. But I saw it the other week there, and it's like things that I said a couple of years ago are not how I feel now. And I think that might be like what why they got me to say that about, you know, that guy that even just a couple of months ago when Love Island started, I was like, oh, he's a fucking wanker. Like you can go back, like he was. Like the guy was totally narcissistic and he was just treating girls like crap on the program. And then you were hearing other people saying about how he treats someone outside, and you could just tell. But it's like whatever's happened over the past couple of years, he must have like learned his lesson or something, unless he's and I think he has, you know. And that's what I think that that's quite a lot of masculine as a whole. Like I think you can only treat people like that for so long, and then you'll end up getting shat on, and you'll end up meeting like, you know, if so somebody's acting really narcissistic, you'll meet your match, and it's no fun either because you'll end up getting your heart broken. And sometimes that can be the awakening that people need. It's not nice, but you know, sometimes it does do it. I can think of many people I've seen that happen to in every area of life, business, friendships, you know, and that's what we say. You got to be careful how you treat people. And if you do wake up to thinking further down the line, oh, I maybe didn't treat that person very well at that time in my life, if it's not appropriate to say sorry now, maybe even just do a wee meditation, a shamanic journey, and like send that love their way to be like, look, I'm actually older and wiser, and I've just realized I hadn't worked on that part of me, and I'm sending you love. Because I've done that. I've done that in my life too. Like none of us are perfect. But I think what's the worst thing you could do is just think that you're. I don't like this term. I hate when they make your shit don't stink. You know what I mean? That you're perfect. You've never hurt anyone, and you know you're some big fucking angel. It's like, you know, it's like no, we've all hurt somebody at some point, whether we meant to or not. And it's, you know, it's good to own it. You know, it's deep stuff, guys. I'm here for it. Put yourself first. Loving yourself makes you more romantically attractive. And look how that fits with what I just said. You can love somebody, but sometimes it's better to love somebody from afar until they sort their shit out. Because trying to force something to work when the person is not going to treat you how they deserve, and then it's going to actually make them feel worse about themselves, it's not healthy. And I think there must be some of you that are trying to do that out there for this to be coming through that strongly. Like you have to put yourself first and the other person and know that that's why twin flame separations are a thing. Like you've got to heal in the separation. You're just long crying, oh, where the fuck are they? I'm doing the work and they're not doing the work. No, if you're in a true twin flame connection, it might take a long time for it to click, but when it's meant to, boom, something will happen in their life to wake them up, shake them up to wake them up, and they'll start matching your energy. But until they do, you work on yourself. Positive thinking and faith will bring about romance into your life. They are the one. You have already met the romantic partner you seek. And look at the wording. Like some of you already know, oh, that is my person. but this isn't going to work with how they're being and where I'm at. Like, so I need to let them go. And but some of you don't want to do that because you're like, well, but who's going to take my place? Like, that means you're going to get with someone else. Yeah, probably, realistically. If like, I'm not going to lie to you, if they're a masculine energy, male or female, yeah, they're going to get with someone else. It's part of the journey, but it's part of the journey. Be optimistic. Keep in mind that you create your reality. You can't attract love with a negative mindset. But then at some point along the journey, I do feel it gets to that point where it's like, I feel a lot of masculines, male and females, you'll know this if this is you, or you'll be able to sort of feel into it as your person. If they keep repeating the same lessons, I think it does get to a point where I think some people are so strong, and I've just said this out in public before, like, that it might not seem like there's a cut-off point, but you know what I mean? Like, the way that I see it is like, if I've been in a separation this long anyway, like I'm always going to love him, no matter what the fuck he does, whatever I know about or don't know about, I'm always going to love him. But I stand by, if I thought for 1 second that someone wasn't going to treat me the way that I deserve, I don't need to be with you. Do you know what I mean? So, like, but I just say it out in public like that because my twin flame knows that. And again, I don't know what the situation is there anyway, so let's move on. But we've got different paths. You're not on the same page with the person you have in mind. The directions you want to move in are different. It came out reverse, but I've been on that. That's where me and mine have been for a very long time. And obviously, I hope that the day the tides turn and that's not the case, as I pull twin flame one day. This person is your mirror soul. This is why this connection feels so sacred to you. But I'll own it. That's why I'm a good teacher. It's not like, it's not like I'm like, oh, he can't, he's not my twin flame because he's not here yet. No, he is my twin flame, but it's just not divine time. And it's because I say all the time, like, I am one of the twin flame teachers that's here to be in a very, very long, painful, challenging separation so that I had that depth of wisdom. Oh, yeah, the elephant ring. To be able to come to you as a twin flame elder, nothing to do with age, to be able to share what I've went through. And again, it's not even all of it, but yeah, I'm a teacher. I'm wolf medicine too. I'm here to be a teacher. But like I said, I hope that the tides turn, at some point I'll be in a bit of a nicer part of my journey where it's not as it's not as intense. It'll always be intense, but wee bit more joy. Reaching out. Expect a call or a text from your person of interest. So I'm noticing all the synchronicities here. Best friend. Friendship is vital to your romance, feelings deepen and blossom. But yeah, again, I wish they would stop doing this, but it always happens in a Scorpio moon. And I'm just reminding, because I always speak about after in a Scorpio moon, and I didn't watch that. I'm definitely, yeah, when I get off of here, I'm going to watch them because I'm in the mood to. But that's why I always like to mention those films, because that is a good example of healing codependency. Like, they are totally twin flames, right? But with this example, but if you hadn't seen all of them, or if you didn't watch them in order, you'd be like, fucking hell, that's totally toxic. Do you know what I mean? Because it really is at some points. It deals with addiction and everything. But when they spend time apart, it's real because they just can't, you know what I mean? They can't get over each other. But they change for the better, him especially. And that's when it's like, that doesn't happen with a karmic partner. Like, cherish your relationship. That just doesn't happen with karmic relationships. Like, things will stay the same, or the person will go downhill. Whereas when it's a divine feminine, divine masculine connection, something will click and the person will actually turn their life around when it's meant to be that point. And then they're just like what we said, cherish your relationship. Look, there's a wee picture of like a bride and a groom. It's giving kingdom spouse very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And again, there's a little personal joke behind that I've told before. Oh, yes. Right. So I feel like, oh no, does that mean I'm going to shuffle these once more and then I'm going to do the shamanic spread? I can just tell with the way they make me channel, I'm like, oh, come on, no, I'm not in the mood for this. I send you telepathic messages. So I feel the telepathy right now is off the charts. It's almost like you feel them right next to you. I'm so grateful for you. And so many songs remind you. And that's actually what I was thinking when I said that. Definitely with the songs. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I think they might want me. I'm sure the ones that went off, it was either yesterday or today. I was like, whoa. And it was like, and it wasn't, I don't think it was because they were like, it won't be because they're like really special to me or anything. I think it was the wording just hit me because otherwise, if it was really special to me, I don't share it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do, but I mostly don't. Um, oh, that was it. It was Lady Gaga, and again, demonic, so we'll move on. But it was California Gold. I could just actually read the words, couldn't I? But so when I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. I can't sing it, guys. You can see I really want to. I want to be, but I can't sing it. So we'll not. But you know, I mean, that one. I'll always remember us this way. So it was, I don't know, it was just when it went off, I was like, it just really, it felt like people reminiscing on like good memories. Like I pushed you, and it hurts when you say goodbye. As I pushed you away because I was scared. And again, it's like what I say all the time. It comes through all the time, but it's because it's true. This person, all the collective of this, they don't push you away because they don't like you. They push you away because they like you so much it terrifies them. No one makes them feel the way that you do. And I don't want this to be over with us. So there's very intense, lots of very intense messages. Right. So let's now do the shamanic thing because I've had enough of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the example that I've been doing every Saturday. So if you want to see another example of this, because you never know what might speak to you, and this is also what somebody can get this tonight if they want it. I'm going to be singing that. So wait a minute, I think there might be another song. You know, there's some songs you get stuck in your head, and it's like that's one of them that I'll be singing that for. It's not like I really love it or anything. I don't know. It's just really catchy. Yeah, it must have just been that. Yeah, I screenshotted it. Right, so I think they're getting me to say that because that film I can't watch. Like it was actually on at the weekend, I think. It was definitely the other day there, and I didn't watch it. I just find that even now it could actually make me cry in this energy because Pisces, Scorpio moon's really like it's so beautiful. But oh my God, see, I'm actually starting to see that. I'm not, I just it's because I'm tapping into the when I went to see that at the pictures and like when I say I was inconsolable, like I'm not kidding. Like have you seen A Star is Born? People that are watching this. Like, and I'm not talking about the old one. This is the one with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Like, and I couldn't even tell you what year this was. I mean, it's got to. I mean, it was definitely 5 years ago because it was. I lived somewhere else. It was. It might have been like something like 6 or 7 years ago. But whenever it was, it was like I love sad films anyway. But it was like, oh God, it's just gut wrenching because it is hauntingly beautiful. But because the main thing he's dealing with alcoholism, it's like, and there's just some bits in it are just like, oh God, they're just brutal. And then I won't spoil it. I'm sure you know. I mean, most people if you've seen it, I mean, but people that haven't seen it, we won't spoil it. But oh my God, it's yeah, you cry, Charlie. I'm not surprised. It was just like I said, like if something is sad like that anyway, I'm gonna cry, which is why I'm saying worrying when I watch Love Island. Like I normally cry like a baby every year at Love Island just because of the songs that they pick. So that's what I'm saying. The people that arranged Love Island this year, they've not done a very good job because like I suppose I like I said, I liked it each night, but like it kept me watching kind of thing. But the songs that they chose for the like actually I'm just thinking I might be making this up, but I don't think they done the whole they didn't really make a big deal. Like usually every year they do like a big romantic date thing where like the girls come out in this like gown, like a fancy dress basically that they're usually promoting, and I don't if they done that, it didn't make much of an impression on me because I can't even fucking remember it. I don't think they did. I think they had quite shite dates on that. I think the production team must be running out of money or something. But but they usually like I think last year they used the James Arthur song that I love, like Just Us. And I think, it pulled at my heartstrings where none of I can't, yeah, none of that. So, but anyway, but yeah, with that, it was so moving that I remember coming out the pictures and I was like, I wanted to, I wanted to contact my twin flame, and something tells me I wouldn't have been appropriate, so I didn't do it. But like, that's how much it was, you know what I mean? It was really triggering. It was just kind of like, it was just evoked a lot of emotion in me. And like I've said before, it's like the song on that where she's singing at the end. Can't remember any of the words right now, but it's something, the words, like when I hadn't seen the film yet, and I just heard the song, and I said to my best friends at the time, I went, that's how I feel about him. Like, you know what I mean? And it's something like along the lines of, like, you know, if I can't kiss you, I don't want to kiss anyone else, kind of thing. Anyway, as you'll know, it's the big main song. Can't remember what it's called. I'm not. What is that? Oh, you know that one. I think I need to, just in case. It's because whenever the song comes on, I turn it off. Whenever the film comes on, like that song, but I just can't. It's too upsetting. Oh, because it's like the other night. I think that was pretty funny. That was at the weekend actually. I found Dear John, another one I can't watch because I just find it really annoying, and yeah. Um, and then I went on to Prime. This is what my guides were making me do. Then I went on to Prime to find a film, and the number one trending film was Step Up. So it was basically all Channing Tatum for fucking films I could have done with, but so I did watch Step Up though, and I used because that's one of my favourites. Um, what the fuck is that song called? Oh, I don't know. Nah, not Shallow. It's like wait a minute, what can I put in? I'm going to put in song at the end. I don't know why I can't. Song at the end. I'll never love again. That's it. Don't wanna give my heart away to another stranger. That's, that's basically it. But it's wait a minute, I'll look because I've got it now. I may as well. I've went there. I'll never love again. I'm going to be singing all of these, and they're so fucking sad, man. I might be channeling the energy of people that are feeling this. So, um, yeah. Don't want to feel another touch. Don't want to start another fire. Don't want to know another kiss. No other name falling off my lips. Don't want to give my heart away to another stranger. And that's basically it, you know. But it's like, again, I don't really think I need to describe that. If you're not that in love with your twin flame, I don't know if you're on the twin flame journey. Again, that's something I like to say quite a lot, and I like to clip it on the shorts, but it is true, you know. That's how passionately live Twinflame feels. Right, so moving away from that, I feel we've had enough of it. Well, I've had enough of it. So, but actually, before I go into this, I did want to pull one of these. So let's pull, where's the feminines at right now? Male and female. Practical advice. Communication. Are you articulating as you intend to be heard? Well, are you? Keep your communication calm. Right. Where's the masculine at? Oh, a clear and open mind. Expansion beyond the limited mind. Yeah, that makes sense to me with what I'm saying. Like, I'm tapping in, and a lot of masculines are like, whoa. Like, just like, that's the way I would describe it. Like, whoa. Like, whoa. That's just how I can describe it. Whoa. You know what I mean? Whoa. Whoa. Feelings, awakening. It's all happening. Duality merge. So, oh, wow. Oh, my God. Look at what I said at the start of this about the ankle, the ankle, the shoulder, the sickness a week ago. I'm telling you, this is all integration. And again, I'm just it's not me guessing. I'm asking my guides. My guides are basically telling me that, because that's what I mean by I'm somebody that's here to go through this to deliver it. And it's duality merge, surrender dark into light. We're in Scorpio Moon. It's it's a merge, you know. It's like, say, whether it's like a deeper merge of just me, myself, or the other kind. It's protective bubble, a sphere of rose light that only love can penetrate. Now I'm like, ba 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 ba. Right, so now we'll do the shamanic spread. So, like I said, I'm going to do this for the collective. But if this speaks to you and you're here and you want them for yourself, you can use that link. And actually, I don't usually say this, but what I'll say is if anybody watches this on the replay or, on the replay, and you want to get that like tomorrow or Friday, because what day is tomorrow's already Thursday, tomorrow or Friday, then if people use that link, the £25, then I'll come on especially to do them for whoever wanted it. And then so we'll just see if anyone does that, and even if it's just one person. But we'll just see, because I was guided to do it. I don't always do that, you see, but I was guided to. But I love that Shallow song too. In the shallow, shallow, in the shallow. And I always say this, but I'm like, does anyone know the rest of the words? That's the only bit I know. Right, so the card in the south represents that which you need to let go of, what needs to be shed. It is an old wound that you no longer need to divine yourself by. I wonder, this might take too long to do it that way. I wonder if I should do one for the divine feminine and then one for the divine masculine. Or will I just do it like once and that's like for, I think I'll just do it once and this will be for your own divine femme, divine masculine, and in your own connection if it's for you. So listen up. Yeah. So this is what you need to let go of, what needs to be shed, what you don't need to divine yourself by. The card is... This is for whoever most needs to hear it, however many people that might be. The rattle in reverse. And the witness is in the bottom, but we're not doing that because I'm just doing the spread. So that is number 43. You want to catch God on the whisper. Oh, this one came out the other day. You want to catch God on the whisper, not on the shout. And then I said about the shouting. What you are trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there standing before you. Do not spin the world to your own benefit. You're being offered the Creator's tools, which must be put to use to serve as a divine purpose. So again, the way that I took that card the other day is like, don't try to control things and, like, basically, it's like what you want is already there. You want to catch God in a whisper, not in the shout. What you're trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there standing for you. It's like overcomplicating something. It feels like the overthinking energy. Like, I would take that to be like, you need to let go of the overthinking. So just picking up on what I'd said before, because it's them speaking through me. So that was quick. So the card in the west represents a part of you that needs to die. It's an old story that needs to be let go of so that you may find a new meaningful story for your life. And I'll just read what Charlotte said. It's the only song I know from that film. I've only watched it once. If films have too much hype, it puts me off. Yeah. Oh, so you've only watched it once. It would be worth watching again because I've seen it in the pictures. And then, I don't know, say it was like a few years ago when it was on the movie channel, probably. I thought, right, I'll brave it and I'll watch it. And obviously I was inconsolable again. And I don't think I watched it another time, honestly. So I think I've seen it in the pictures and then I watched it. I might have watched it another. It's so like, oh God. Oh, like, yeah. All of it. I just can't, like, it honestly brings too many strong emotions. Right, so the card in the west represents a part of you that needs to die. It's an old story that needs to be let go of so you may find a new meaningful story for your life. Completion in reverse. Ooh, right, okay. So what I'm getting from that is this part of you needs to die and it's an old story. And when we've got completion in reverse, this could be, that's what I said too. Again, yeah, because they're talking through me, but it is kind of nuts. It's like, this, if this is you, male or female, this is like a repetitive cycle that, yeah, that's what that's it. It's like, you know that this is not good for you and it needs to end. I'm going to read what it says, but that's the way I'm taking that. Because it's almost like I would take that to be like the world card, old 21 in reverse. Like it's like repeating something that's like that I'm hearing. It's like you've already learned the lesson and you're choosing to go round the merry-go-round like again. Doesn't always need to be in love. Probably is going to be for most people tuning in, but could be like in other areas, I suppose. Clinging on to the old form will only bring decay. Yeah. When the fruit is left too long in the vine, it rots. And it kind of reminds me, it has to be said, of that saying when people pick up the old rotten fruit off the ground rather than climbing the tree to the top of the tree for the best of the best. The low hanging fruit, you know? You know that it's time to move on, yet you're reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings yet. It was given people pleasing energy all the way. It's people that stay in things that are codependent because they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. It kind of reminds me when I was 15 and I knew I really wanted to dump this guy. Again, I've said this before, you know, hopefully, like, I think we're safe at 15. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I'd just like to tell this story quickly that although it might sound funny when I'm saying it now, I still remember the pain of it, and it put me off being in a relationship with anyone because the feeling of having to dump somebody was so heartbreaking because I knew that this, oh yeah, even now, like I knew that this guy just totally did not see it coming, like, and but I was like, really, like, I mean, that word wasn't going about at that age, but I had it, guys. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know what the fuck's happened. It must actually, do you know what? That's fascinating. If I really wanted to geek out, I could go back and look at the astrology. Maybe it was a Venus retrograde. It was like, I don't know, about 2 weeks, but it was like, yeah, while I was in it, I was in it, you know. And then I just wasn't. Like, and it was, but like, I really wasn't. And it was like, and you know, it's the kind of thing where it'd be like, as soon as this guy walked in the door, we'd be and it was only a kitten, guys. You know what I mean? It was quite innocent, but it could have, you know, I would say we weren't that far away from, you know, it was kind of like the one before my serious boyfriend. That's what I'm like. I don't know how you call that a serious boyfriend, but you know what I'm saying? It was like the one before the one. And but yeah, long story short, it was horrible because it was like I knew what I needed to do, and then I kept trying to talk, oh god, I'm channeling this for a reason. I kept talking myself out, like, oh, you know, it's, you know, but I knew because even although I'm sitting here 40, I've been very psychic my whole entire life. I already knew. And it was horrible. You know, that's the long and short of it. It wasn't like you could be like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. It actually was bad. Very awkward too. Like it was bad and it was awkward, and that's kind of all I'll sort of say. And then it was like I've said before. Then when I went to school, and people heard, and it was just this. I do like this guy. I'm thinking of it. It was this other guy that was just very. I don't even know how to describe him. He was just very him. You know, he was. I liked him, and I was in a clip, but he was just. Wasn't he backwards about come forwards, and he like just sort of he basically embarrassed me and he embarrassed the guy, and I thought that's nasty. But you know what I mean? It was like it was so can you imagine? It was like so many things on top of because I was really shy, and I was like, and again, this is look how many limiting beliefs I've got from the past. Like I remember thinking in that moment, like I said the other day, when I said when this the memory I said from the other live was when I was 4 or 5, and I told somebody well, I told people who I fancied, and then it got back to them, and they embarrassed me in front of him. And I was only 4 or 5. You'd think of it, but you know what I mean. It stayed with me, and I thought I'm no fucking telling people when I fancy someone. And then here I am on YouTube all these years later, telling everyone. But you see, it's like I went the other way to combat it. And then with this memory, it's like 10 years after that, it's like, you know, that, and this is what I mean, though, I went back to the wee 4 or 5 year old part and healed that part of me. I actually done that in a group course I done with other women. Like, it was really powerful that. It was about subconscious blocks. And then I also done soul retrieval for this 15-year-old part I'm talking about because it did. I remember that. I remember thinking as well, I don't want to get in another relationship. I don't want to have to dump somebody again. This is horrible. And I don't even like using the word that I just think it's not nice because I'm actually just thinking of there was somebody that I'd went out with before him that I really like, again it was, you know, it's when you're that age, I don't know how much of a relationship it actually is. Do you know what I mean? It's like a friendship that then turns into something more, isn't it? But both, yeah, I can think of both. Like even when I was as young as that, it did affect me because it was like, you know, the way the person goes cold on you, and it's kind of like you can't help it that you don't like them anymore like that. But the way they go cold, but you kind of get it as well. Um, but anyway, the point of me telling these stories is it's like I help people heal their inner child. And you might think that's got nothing to do with it, but you'd be surprised whether you're 5, 15, 25, whatever. If you don't go back to these memories and like do a bit of healing and like, you know, even just talk, you could even have a laugh and like talk with someone a bit. Like I could listen all day to your stories like that. But the point is, it is quite important to talk about these stories because you've no idea how much these limiting beliefs can stay with you. Because I can crystal clearly see it with me that these core experiences I had were like, whoa, I don't want to be, and then it could because what if it changes and then I don't want to be in that situation. But you can't live your life like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway. So so yeah, clinging to the old form will only bring decay. When the fruit is left too long in the vine, it rots. You know that it's time to move on, yet are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you're responsible for your own actions, not the actions of others. Mourn what is lost so that you can move on. Remember that question's about what needs to die, so that's quite powerful. Mourn what is lost so that you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday who shines brightly, neither longing for the sunrise nor dreading the dark. Fucking hell, that's powerful. Right, so the third one is the card that represents the wisdom that you need to acquire. You've learned the lessons from the south and the west. What wisdom is ready to mature within you? What is your great medicine that you're ready to embrace? What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? I would say it's a little bit like, you know, what I've just said there. It's like, I would say quite simply, let's not overcomplicate and overthink this because that's what this seems to be about. You've learned from the past not to ignore your intuition. I think I'm speaking to a group of, I think it could be divine feminines or divine masculines, male or female, where you've in the past, you've had a sense of this isn't working or I'm not feeling this anymore. Um, but I'm afraid of hurting this person's feelings. Like I don't know how to end this, and then you awkwardly kind of drag it on even more. Something like that. If it fits for work, make it fit. But I just think, look at the stories I just told. Right. So this is the wisdom you've learned. Let's see what card comes out. The journey in reverse, and the I knew it. I should have said that. I knew the child was going to come out. That's always my inner child card. And that came out in the one the other day. Look at what I'm saying. It's like that this is so scarily. Again, I don't know who this is going to speak to. I don't know how many people, but I can feel it in my soul and my bones. Somebody out there, quite a few people, you've got some of the stories I told, like they speak to you in whatever way for you. It's like there's some kind of limit and belief from childhood or your teenage years or your younger adult years where you need to go back and heal that part of your inner child. You can either do that by listening to the shamanic journeys on my channel or, you know, just have a wee scout on YouTube. But I'd say if you're watching this, you know, use mine as well as whatever else. But for some of you, like I said, I think you could benefit from booking a session where we actually work with some of that, especially because we're in Pisces season. And what's important about how that, you know, for everyone, that's past lives and the subconscious mind, everything I work with all the time with people. But with how that matches up with my energy, because my Pisces energy is in the, you know, the fourth house, that's why I'm so big on, like, you know, mother healing, Mother Mary, you know, very divine feminine energy, very nurturing. You know, I'm all about ancestral healing. And there's something here that, like, the journey in reverse, you've not journeyed to that part of the wounded inner child to heal that. Like, you might just be like, oh yeah, that happened when I was that age, that's not a big deal. But what I'm getting from this is, no, it is a big deal, because something that you ignored your intuition on and you dragged it on too far, or you're doing that now. But I feel somebody done it in the past and you're doing it again. And it's to do with, like, oh God, this is really deep, isn't it? But it's to do with a part of your inner I wouldn't expect any less on a Scorpio moon. Let's see. So the 29th. The journey is remember, this is your wisdom. The journey is calling you, but the timing is premature. Collecting postcards or fantasies of where you want to go may take over your focus and make you miss your destiny. Hello, sorry, before I've even read the rest, that makes perfect sense to me. That's people that are not wanting to hurt somebody else's feelings. So you say something and you miss your destiny. Sorry, how else am I meant to read that? Don't be that person. Other things must be completed first, or you may still be attached to knowing the destination. Remember that the point of the journey is not the destination, it's who you will become as you are transformed along the way. Do not confuse the inner and the outer journey. If you get something else from that, get what you get, but yeah, because we'll all get different things from it. So but yeah, like I said, the inner child being on the bottom. Sorry, my stomach just rumbled and the mic probably picks it up. But it's like, no fuck wonder, that is like my solar plexus for like fucking be speaking. The card in the east represents your possible destiny. Oh look, now it's talking about destiny. The way you will share your treasures and gifts with others. California skies. It doesn't help when I don't know the words. I wanna catch on fire. I don't even think that's the words. So, what's the one about the destiny? See, this is the one I clipped on the shorts because I said it reminded me of in Back to the Future when the dad is like, "I'm your destiny." Like he says it wrong, and then he's like, "I'm your destiny." It's like, that's what I keep getting. Of course, it's the mystical shaman. I should just be like, but some of you are the mystical shaman as well, the witness. And you've just been witnessing my childhood stories there too. So, like, oh, like, I'm not even joking. Like, thank you for listening to that because, you know, I've told these stories before and I've healed these parts, but, you know, that's quite vulnerable of me too. But again, I wouldn't think any later because it's what my North Node and Gemini native house. I'm meant to tell very close to the bone, vulnerable stories for my own healing and other people's. So, again, don't copy me, guys, because like I said, you shouldn't copy other people's calling because it's no your calling. It could go fucking terribly wrong for you. All I know is it's what I'm maybe doing. And again, if you want to know what you're maybe doing, I could look at your chart. Right, so the destiny is be careful what you pray for. The mystical shaman cautions you against relentless attachment to a certain form that you think will make you happy, prosperous, famous, loved, etc. That's like when I said at some point on this, picking somebody because they're your type or being pushed into something from other people. Be careful about that because, you know, when you actually grow and evolve and you change, this can be when you find yourself, you wake up and you're like, this is actually not what I want. And actually, it was what they wanted for me. And now I'm trapped. You know, I've helped many people, male and female, that are in this. However, in seeing your dream come into being, had you considered what you were willing to sacrifice for it? Like I've shared many a time, very common on the twin flame journey, that people sacrifice their own happiness, what they really want, to keep other people happy. It's not that you've made a mistake. You might feel you've made a mistake if you've done that. It was your karmic lesson. But the lesson is when you're presented with an opportunity again to choose different, choose different. Or like it said, the card actually said you could miss your destiny. I happen to feel you don't miss your destiny, but it really just depends which way you look at it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't feel you can miss your destiny, but it can certainly go different ways that you didn't plan for and stuff. I suppose that would be like, you know, it's like it reminds me of that shorts I saw. It was really sad. It was like, I suppose it was meant to be somebody that was like seeing their first love meeting their husband at the train station with a kid or something. It's like somebody that's like, oh, I'm going to do something about that one day. And when I get out of this relationship that I'm not bothered about, I want to get with them. But then you might go with the person you want to go with and they've met somebody else. You know what I mean? It's perhaps you've been telling yourself a certain story for so long, the story that only when you reach this particular goal you will be happy. It's exactly what I just said. That you will arrive. You didn't even notice you're no longer the person who wanted those outcomes. So yeah, I feel like I'm tapping in to a collective of masculines that you thought you wanted something but I think it was actually what other people wanted for you, or an old version of you wanted, and now you want something different. That's what's really come through very strongly. You may have moved beyond those stories. Perhaps it's time to admit to yourself that you need to imagine a new story that is more in alignment with who you've become. This is the one moment in millions of moments in the continuum of life. Let it go. Let it just be a story and move on. Better tales are waiting to be told. And that, my friend, is tonight's mystical shaman story. It's quite a fucker, isn't it? Wait a minute, I'm going to hold that story. I'm going to hold that card because I feel that's... wait a minute, actually. Let's shuffle. And I think if nobody else wants a card, I think I might... I don't know. I've got all these other ones. My stomach keeps rumbling. I'm laughing because I know that that's going to pick it up and my head's on fire as well. Yeah, it's got a bit chilly in here. I think that's kind of it. So like I said, if you're watching this in replay and you want that spread I just done, if you book it, then I will do it in public the next time I'm on boundaries. Love may challenge your boundaries, protect them. Unseen. Love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. I feel it fits with everything I said about the Venus retrograde. I feel that could be more serious for some people. You could be ignoring red flags. But I was calling... That's why they would have been making me say that about Love Island, because I call her Red Flag Girl. Again, she's got nice things about her too, but she's... And the thing I think is a bit unfair is I looked into, like, there was people that had said said that she'd do anything to win the show, and I think that was a false text. So that's a shame. You know, she doesn't deserve people to be... So there could be something... there could be something here about people have lied on you, because I thought that was... I don't know. Again, I don't really... It's not like I don't like her, but I just don't think she's... I think she's a bit fake. And it's like, but there's, you know, she's not totally fake. And it's kind of like that looked like a fake text. And so it's like people have made her... Basically, it's character assassination. I mean, you can get in trouble for that when you lie about people and you change the way people see them, and it's not even fucking true. So that's happened to some people out there. It's slander. Long distance. Love knows no distance. It transcends time and space. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so freaked out. Did I just say that? I think I did, didn't I? That shorts I was seeing clairvoyantly, it was a train station. I don't know if I said that, because I said it, I saw it in my head. I think I did say it though. It was a shorts I saw, and it was a guy looking longingly out of the train, and it was stopping at the stop, and he sees like somebody was connected to before. I don't know how it told you that. It must have come up writing. I think it said when you see your first love or something, and she was like basically kissing a guy and holding a wee kid, and it just really got across the message. Look, it's a train. It's a train's like, that's just weird. So that could, I don't know, some kind of meaning. Doorway, an opportunity is about to present itself that leads you to a new person. Yeah, I feel that one's really clear. So this again is just going to speak to whoever it speaks to, that there's something here about don't repeat a pattern of staying stuck in something that you're not... I would say something that you're lukewarm about, or you're not even bothered. And I think that's why they got me to tell the stories about, you know, from like way up at where it was like, I knew I didn't want to be in this, but I knew I didn't want to hurt someone's feelings. And it was very real for me. Although I was very young, I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Because who, you know, if you like hurting people's feelings, you know, that's a bit of a worry. But, you know, there's some of us that were so deep feeling that it really is like the worst thing in the world. So I understand why some people stay in things too long, but don't stay in it forever, because you could miss... I think that's what they're trying to say. You could miss your destiny. You could... They just keep saying you could miss your destiny. You could miss the train, the next opportunity to where you really want to go. And then my stomach, did you hear that? That was really loud. It's, yeah, an opportunity is about to present itself that leads you to a new person. Be wary of possessive partners, maintain your individuality. I get it. It's the dark side of Scorpio is control. So I think some people are really controlling males and females. And I just pray for you if you're in that situation. I've got a shamanic journey playlist that can help you get out of things like that, basically, or book a personal session. Your hope and optimism are a powerful love magnet for you right now, Star, but don't give up hope. Like I said, I've helped people, and when I say I've helped them get out of it, I just like to stress, I I create the environment and the spiritual energy and hold space for the person. But if you are this person or it's about your person, the person has to get themselves out of it. So I can create the space for free with the shamanic journeys, or paid work if you want to do the deeper stuff, or a bit of both. But unless you actually take responsibility for your own life, nothing will change. And that's when it breaks my heart, when people settle for less than what they deserve, and then you're going to be an old man or an old woman one day telling your sad story about how you never done anything about it. I really need to go now because my stomach is just like flipping and telling stories and right. So, yeah, not the cheapest of notes to leave it on, guys. I feel like I've got loads of cards I didn't use here. Astral travel, pay attention to your dreams. There's a lot of astral travel going on. Galactic healer, that's what I am. Maybe you connect with that too. Move forward with an open mind. I feel that is to some of the masculines that you also have very galactic guides too, whether you're male or female, that you might have been aware of or you might not have. But now you really look, and this is what I am, a galactic healer. And I hold the light codes to activating people. Light codes, travel awaits you. Oh my God, travel awaits you. And there's things about trains. Yeah, so I don't know how that all fits, but I've not used this. This is the one that makes me laugh. What else? Why have I picked up this? Yeah, so somebody's no longer juggling priorities. And I always feel that as like someone's juggling the real with the imagined or the spiritual and the material. They're still holding on to this love. I feel this person was confused or is. I feel they're trying to say someone's wake. This is somebody a bit spiritually confused, awakening to this love. Yeah, Ace of Cups. So again, it's like I'm tapping into a group of people that's like, I feel this is somebody that's like holding on to this love. You've lost that love and feeling. They've not lost that love and feeling, but they're a bit confused with it, like the awakening. And it could be, it's like slowing down the process of moving forward. Yeah, it's look at the picture, it's very telling. The death card, and the death card is Scorpio, and we're in Scorpio moon. Look, it's a whirlwind, a storm or something above this guy's head. The death card. It's basically what I'm channeling is somebody's all they know is they don't want to let go of this love. But there's quite a lot of there's just quite a confusing going on. And the death card could actually be, this could be some of the masculines, male or female, that you're, wait a minute, that you're you're ending something. I think this is people that yeah, because this is Juno and Scorpio, because now it's the Ace of Wands, but I always say the same thing, but it's because the Ace of Wands in other tarot decks is very phallic, If you know, you know. Very passionate. It's the wand. But in this deck, it's a little tree. So it's very innocent. It's like this person is very passionate. This Juno and Scorpio is firing them up. They've got the most love ever. This person could want it all with you. This can be like proposals, births, in new beginnings, just basically the most love ever. But it's just it's a whole load of love and very passionate and actually wanting to grow something, but at the same time could be going through a huge ending. So like there's no doubt about it. I'm tuning in to masculines that are like, oh, I love this person and I'm passionate about them. Double aces. But I'm just a bit confused about I feel it's like worldly. Sorry to laugh, but I'm feeling it. It's like I feel it's like worldly things. 10 of Wands, it's burdening someone. Like that. I think that's why the two pentacles come out in reverse. Like it's like I'm hearing like, this person's, I think before someone was like juggling all the plates, distracting themselves. but now this person's too burdened with the passion and the overwhelming feelings of love. It's like, I can't do it anymore. It's like someone's admitting to themselves how they feel. Whereas, like, look, they could have been confused before, 2 swords, and distracting themselves. But now it's like this person wants to give equally, 6 of Pentacles. When they get to this bit, is what I always say. Yeah, Hanged Man. After being in a period of healing, waiting, and stuck with the devil. And quite literally on that card, like, look, that's what I think I've just picked up on the shamanic spread. So whether this is somebody that's currently in this or was in the past, I feel that's like a toxic karmic relationship where you've, like, a group of masculines have got themselves stuck in it. Where, like, you know, I'm looking over at what's the tea. I'm looking over at what's the tea, but maybe they're saying that could just be your secret because, yeah, this masculine does not want to be out in the cold, though. The group of masculines that I'm tapping into, but they've got secrets. And it's to do with toxic relationships. They might not tell you if you're the feminine, but they might. It's just really different people's stuff. 8 of Cups that they've walked away from, or they're walking away from. They're putting an end to it. Or this is like long in the past that people put an end to things like that. But I'm going to just lean over and just see what I pick up. Oh my God. Anyone else freaked out? Where's that card? I just showed you the 8 of Cups, right? Oh, for fuck's sake, where have I put it? And then I leaned over. They're all face down. And I've picked up crying over you and moving on. Thank you, next. Sad, upset. So I think this is definitely Scorpio. This is the dark side of Scorpio Moon. This could currently be going on, or somebody's healing from a past situation that they're really upset about, that they've picked something that didn't work out with someone else. Where the fuck is that card? But like I said, this could be currently going on, that people are walking away from, because that is definitely happening for some masculines, are walking away from things now. But some have been like healing from things like this. Oh, look, there's that one. I love it. It didn't come out, but I just love it. Here it is. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. That seems quite meaningful. Although I just saw it because I'm going through it myself, it was actually in front of that one. So I think they are saying, masculines, if you're still in this, when you walk away from the karmic relationship, I was about to say the wrong one, but it's not. When you walk away from the karmic relationship where you learned what you needed to learn, like, you're moving on to that. And also remember, the lovers is about a choice. But doesn't he look like he's confused? He's choosing her. That could be, depends where you look at it, that could even be the karmic energy walking away and the masculine choosing who they want. But either way, I think that's all. Does that all fit in? Can I make them all fit in? Let's see. That's Scorpio Moon intensity. Yeah, that fits in. So I think that's the only what the tea I can handle tonight, guys, because it's freezing in here and I need to shut the window. So yeah, I think I'll see you at some point tomorrow. But if not, like I said, it's just because I need to go day by day. Although my shoulder's not sore anymore, it's just been a bit exhausting having all that back to back. It really has. So I'm just kind of being kind to my body. So I'm being kind to all of me. So I encourage you to do the same. But we'll have to listen back to the last 10 minutes. Kids were talking. Eldest was watching you, and she said you looked nice. That's lovely. You're away now, but thank you very much. So yes, so everybody have a lovely night, and I hope this found whoever it needs to. And I'm praying for you because some of that is rather intense, but I wouldn't expect any less. I always channel very, very intense messages in a Scorpio moon. And yeah, if you'd like to book a personal session, I just keep trying. I think I can't believe tomorrow's Thursday already. Yeah, I'll have sessions available tomorrow and Friday, and then I'll be back to work, Tuesday to Friday. Usually, typically work Tuesday to Friday. But again, there might be a chance that when you book the time you pick, I might email you and say, oh, I can't do that anymore. But most of the time, I'll be able to do whatever's there. Oh, you are here. So anyway, I will catch you whenever I'm next guided to go live. And thank you for hanging out. Yes. And I'll see you next time. See you later.